Good afternoon. Hopefully you can hear me. It sounds like it's on. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 40th anniversary of the volunteer program in the city of Kettering. It is so awesome to see so many of you here today to celebrate with us. As you can see, we've added a chocolate fountain in celebration of the 40th anniversary. Just so you know, there's no rules with that. If you feel the need to have chocolate, just go on up and help yourself. It's okay to have dessert first today. It is so wonderful to be celebrating this 40th anniversary of service. I want to recognize our service men and women who are here today and honor you for all the sacrifices that you have made. Many of you come from military families. Many of you have a spouse that may have served in our military. And at this time, I would like for anyone who served in our military to please stand. And if you are a spouse of a military member, please stand, or if your parents served in the military, please stand so we can honor you. And if you'd like to stay standing, I'd like everyone to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have the traditional Thanksgiving meal that I believe Joyce started years ago. And when we switched that up, Joyce, there was a little, well, let's just say not everyone was happy, but we're back to turkey and dressing. And, oh, see there? Yeah. So, so we just want the day to be about you. We sent a letter out and asked our businesses for donations for door prizes. Everyone loves door prizes. Here was the situation. We have 44 door prizes to give away. So that just goes to show you what this community is about. I mean, we told them it was the 40th anniversary, and they stepped up to the plate. So, being that we have that many, I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is, city staff, you are not eligible to win. The good news is, all of the volunteers are eligible to win. However, they're going to be drawn at the end, and you must be present to win. Now, some might say that was a strategy to get you to stay till the end. You can just mull that over and decide if you think I would do that or I wouldn't. But they will be given at the end, and here's what I have to tell you about the prizes. We are talking massages. We are talking lots of pizza. We are talking hairdos, car washes, oil changes, free painting lessons, taekwondo lessons, and, are you ready for this? A microwave. Logan Appliances donated a microwave. Now, when we do the door prizes, if you select the slip that says microwave, just give me a call. We will figure it out. We did not bring it with us today. But so it's going to be a fun day. We have lots of awards to give out, and we also have a prize for everyone today. Hold on, Vanna will bring it up. So we have these lovely bags, and they say Kettering is home. They actually fold into this little square on the corner. Please do not ask me how that works. We also have these little car coasters because sometimes it's hard to know how many to order when you're at the phrase block party. So everyone gets some of those. And last but not least, our employee council put together a spectacular calendar for 2020, which features historical photos of Kettering. I am on the employee council, and so I persuaded them to give April to the volunteers. So you will see, if you look at the April photos, it features the heart photo that we did at Frey's and some other photos. So you will all get a free calendar today. And they asked me to please tell you that these are available for $5 through Employee Council. If you would like to purchase one, Christmas is right around the corner. They'll be glad I said that. Okay, so at this time, I would like to call our Volunteer Advisory Council Chair, Carrie Basson, to the podium for an invocation. Carrie?
Thanks, Mary Lou, and welcome everyone to this celebration of our 40th anniversary. At this time, I'd like to say the invocation. Dear Lord, thank you for the volunteers assembled in this room and for those not able to be with us today. They truly deserve our sincere gratitude for the selfless gifts of their time, energy, skills, and talent, which they generously share with the city of Kettering. Their efforts and dedication help make our city better, our community stronger, and our world a bit brighter. Please protect the courageous men and women who serve in our military. Please bestow on them and their families the gift of strength and courage. As we celebrate 40 years of volunteer service in the city of Kettering, we ask that you watch over all volunteers and grant them good health and happiness in the year to come, and bless all of those that have gone before us. Amen.
Thank you, Carrie. And now Kohlers will begin releasing the tables for your turkey lunch. And if your table is not being called quickly, please visit the chocolate fountain anytime. Enjoy your lunch.
We'd like to thank you again for coming today, and a happy 40th anniversary to the City of Kettering Volunteer Program. And as is always the case, once again, the volunteer office has done a spectacular job preparing for this particular occasion. Thank you, Mary Lou, Brittany Ingram, and Nick Sorsey for hosting today. You've done a marvelous job. As Mary Lou indicated, I'm Vice Mayor Bill Lauder, and I'm honored to join this annual celebration to recognize all of you for the things you do for all of us in the community. This is one of Mayor Patterson's most beloved events every year, and sadly he could not attend today, and as you would expect, he extends his congratulations and gratitude to you for your tireless efforts in making a tremendous difference in this city. For the past 40 years, the City of Kettering's volunteer program has profoundly impacted this community. Because of you, 31,831 hours of work were completed during the past fiscal year. Because of you, $787,499 were saved by the City of Kettering. And get this, this is unbelievable. And since 1979, because of you, the City of Kettering has saved $23,092,613. And because of all 1,124 of you, we are stronger and we are wiser. Because of you, we are happier. Because of you, we are grateful. I hope you feel our gratitude every day because of you. I'd like to recognize my fellow city council members that are in attendance: Councilwoman Jackie Fisher, Councilman Tony Klepaz, and Councilman Joe Wanamaker.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Lauder. The city's volunteer program is one of the oldest local government programs in our nation. Throughout our 40-year history, much of the success is due to the leadership, the guidance, and dedication of our Volunteer Advisory Council. Whatever we're planning, this Luncheon, National Volunteer Week activities, Make a Difference Day projects, our efforts are supported by this amazing group of people known as our Volunteer Advisory Council. As I read your names, I'm going to ask that you stand and remain standing until our council is all standing, and then we'll do a round of applause for a wonderful group. Carrie Basson is our Volunteer Advisory Chair. Anna Breidenbach is a staff liaison. Nancy Bird, Pam Cochran, Sabrina Larson, Jay Ellis, Jackie Fisher is our council liaison, and Chris Wright. Not here today is Joan Fisher-Hatton and Becky Gentry. They really are amazing. I don't say that lightly. They have so many great ideas, and they think they have term limits, but they don't. So. Another key component to the success of our volunteer program is our city staff. From the beginning, our staff leadership has cultivated an environment where the gifts of time and talent offered by our volunteers is welcomed and valued, thereby allowing volunteers and city staff to work side by side to take City of Kettering services and programs to the next level. Again, I'd like to introduce our leadership, and I'll just ask you to hold applause until the end. That would be our city manager, Mark Schwederman. Please stand. Feel kind of funny telling him what to do, but it feels kind of good too. Fire Chief Tom Butts, Police Chief Chip Protzman, Law Director Ted Hamer, Information Systems Director Drew Miller, Human Resources Director Sarah Mills-Klein, Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Director Mary Beth Odell, Planning and Development Director Tom Robillard. Thank you. And speaking of our amazing city staff, I would also like to introduce members of our Cities of Service staff team who are present today. This group works with our Planning and Development Director, Tom Robillard, volunteer office staff, and a host of volunteers representing several organizations and businesses in our community in an effort to improve, celebrate, and strengthen our neighborhoods. I'm going to call your names. Please stand, and we'll give you our applause at the end. Kip Bohachik, Anna Breidenbach, Vicki Caraher. Stand up, you guys. It's a celebration. Joe Farrell, Chad Engel, Tom Luckett, Shana McConville, John Moore, Lee Sanders, Janet Smith. Bettina Buscemi is not a staff member. However, we've adopted her because Day Air Credit Union has done so much for this initiative. So stand up, Bettina, if you're still here. There she is. That is it, and these people rock. This group truly exemplifies all that can be accomplished when a team works together with a common goal. City of Kettering boards, commissions, and foundations are yet another example of how volunteers positively impact a community. While I have you together, please be reminded you are volunteers. So many of you have not registered with the volunteer office, but really you should do that, and we can track your hours, and you can get amazing perks like 20% off passes and classes at the rec center and all kinds of fun things. So please, this is my little commercial. If you'd like to register with us, that would be wonderful. As I'm going to read the list of boards, commissions, and foundations. If you are on these boards, please stand up and we will hold our applause until the end. So Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Advisory Board members, please stand. Sister City Committee. I know there's Sister City people here. Stand up. It's a celebration, you guys. Partners for Healthy Youth Advisory Board. Planning Commission. Kettering Arts Council. Art in Public Places. Board of Zoning Appeals. Board of Community Relations. Latham Senior Center Advisory Board. Property Maintenance Board. Kettering Parks Foundation, Kettering Police Foundation. Thank you all so much. I would also like to introduce the volunteer office staff who has done a fabulous job with the arrangements for today's luncheon. That is my assistant, Brittany Ingram, and our intern, Nick Cerise. Also, our keyboard player. Nick made the mistake of telling me he played the keyboard, and so I said, well, mark down November 21st, and he's done a fabulous job. I just learned he does not read music, and all of this is just done by ear. So great job, Nick. At this time, I would like to ask Joyce Connor and Joan Helm to come on up, or come on down, as they say on The Price is Right. Just right here will be fine.
That's good because I want to give you a hug. Oh, you've done so well.
So, for those of you who do not know this, Joyce Connor was the first volunteer manager in the city of Kettering, and Joan Helm was her assistant. Joyce and Joan worked tirelessly to formalize the volunteer program for our city. Their work included the recruitment, recognition, and retention of the city's first volunteers, our volunteer firefighters. These brave and dedicated volunteers were serving as far back as the days of Van Buren Township. Many of these volunteers passed on the importance of service to community to future generations. Some of these dedicated volunteers are still serving our city in different capacities. Dick Menke, Tim Baxter, Mike Shoemaker come to mind. In addition to your work with the fire department, you reached out to all city departments to develop positions suited for volunteers. Your efforts in Make a Difference Day projects engaged collaborations too numerous to mention, and your work with the Neighborhood Pride Committee, the Phrase Usher Program, the Citizens Police Academy, and the Christmas Day Open House continues to serve our city well. Thank you, Joyce and Joan, for your commitment, dedication, and your vision. So we have a little something here.
I love flowers.
Why don't you stand there and let Dawn take your picture?
There is one other person that I'd like to recognize. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to be with us today. Bonnie Piddle, in 2000, when Joyce and Joan decided to retire, Bonnie Piddle was named volunteer manager. Bonnie worked tirelessly to carry on the programs and initiatives of the volunteer program. If that wasn't enough, she also began working with Councilman Bruce Duke to create and implement the Kettering Leadership Academy. Now in its 17th year, the Academy serves as a conduit for people interested in taking on leadership roles in our city. In addition, Bonnie introduced the Cities of Service program to our city in 2011. This initiative is a coalition of over 280 cities throughout the world with programs designed to leverage volunteers to address needs in our communities. On a personal note, I had the pleasure of working with Bonnie for 15 years, and I appreciate everything that she did to kind of show me the way. So she's not here today, but maybe she'll watch this on the government channel or something, or I'll probably call her tonight. So I will also add that those are some big shoes to fill. Next, I would like to call Carrie Basson to the podium.
Thanks, Mary Lou. In 2016, the Volunteer Advisory Council created a tool to recognize an outside organization, such as a business, student group, or service club, that demonstrates a clear commitment to the continual improvement of our city by supporting events and programs designed for this purpose. We are very fortunate and grateful to have the continued support of many organizations in our city. We've recognized the Kettering Centerville Kiwanis Club, the Dorwood Optimist Club, Town and Country Shopping Center, and Day Air Credit Union. This year, we are thrilled to recognize Christ Church United Methodist for this award.
So Pastor Brian and Chris Wright, would you like to come forward? I'm going to read some things about you, so don't be afraid. So there are many ways for outside organizations to become involved in citizen engagement. We like to promote our initiatives and programs by giving opportunities for all to serve in some capacity. For several years, Christ Church has stepped up to the plate in a variety of ways. They've given presentations and provided meeting space for the Kettering Leadership Academy. They've provided parking area for our volunteers at Fraze. They've provided monetary donations and support for our Christmas Day open house at Poland Farm. They've supported our Make a Difference Day and Cities of Service projects by providing volunteers, meeting space, and monetary donations necessary to expand our efforts. This is just an example of the ways in which they've helped the volunteer office. Their outreach extends way beyond the help they've provided to our volunteer program. When there is a need in our community, you can be sure that Christ Church is involved and looking for opportunities to make a positive impact. To the leadership and members of Christ Church, thank you. You are a true example of the importance of community partnerships. We look forward to working together as we continue our quest to improve and strengthen our city. Not only do they do good work, they look good too. They won the Neighborhood Pride Award this summer. So they do good, they look good, they're awesome. So accepting the award from Carrie Basson is Pastor Brian Law and Serve Director Chris Wright.
No, good.
So Brian, you are more than welcome to introduce who you have here today and say a few words if you would like. Or Chris? Okay.
It's dangerous. Let me have a microphone. All right. Now, today we brought with us, since so many people in this room are actually volunteering with Kettering and have come from Christ Church, we wanted to make sure that those people who have been influential in leading our charge in volunteering and designing our programming were also present. So who we brought with us was, obviously, you've heard from Brian Law. Surrey came with us. Tim and Kathy Bemis, who serve on our lead teams. We have Pastor Lance Moyer, Joyce Kennedy, and Bill Byers, who are also both in leadership roles, but also influential volunteers within the church and the city. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you and congratulations. It is my belief that a community cannot remain strong without a tradition and spirit of volunteerism. Through activities, a volunteer becomes knowledgeable about the community, its goals, and its problems. He thereby joins forces for improvement. A volunteer becomes a spokesperson for a better community and in turn recruits others to a charitable or community cause. Volunteers are indeed Kettering's most valuable asset. These are the words spoken by Mayor Charles F. Horn in 1979. I have had the privilege and the honor of witnessing firsthand the power of volunteers. Whether you deliver our mail, sing in our show choir, greet our guests at Fray's Pavilion, scan documents in our clerk of court's office, or help with all of our special events and programs, you are all part of our city team. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for showing future generations that service to others goes a long way in creating a better world for all of us to live. And from the bottom of my heart, I just want to really tell you guys how much I enjoy working with you. You guys just are wonderful, wonderful people, and I just feel blessed to have the job and work with all of you. So thank you very, very much. Now we have one volunteer with our program. His name is Bob Hallisey. He has been with us since 1979. We had a proclamation for Bob today, but unfortunately he was not able to attend. So we are going to make arrangements to present this to him at a future city council meeting. But he is just an amazing man. Joyce, he told me that I think you recruited him at a square dance. And I mean, he's probably still square dancing. He has actually been volunteering with the city longer than he was employed. So he's ornery, he's spunky. I mean, I ask administrative systems to give me some words to describe him, and yeah, he's probably going to be volunteering he might be here at the 80th anniversary. He's just amazing. So now we are going to start the awards. We only brought the awards and certificates for the people who RSVP'd. If we didn't receive your RSVP, your name won't be called. But if we get to that in the program and you're here, just wave your hands and we'll still recognize you. Now the hours are cumulative from the time you first registered as a volunteer until June 30th of 2018. So we give awards for the first 100 hours and then for every 500 hours of service. We give certificates at the 100-hour increments. I hope that all makes sense. If you don't see your name listed in the program, it is not because you are not a volunteer. It is because you have not reached, you're in between levels of service. So we've tried to check everything carefully, but you know, we're human and sometimes mistakes are made. If you'd like to tell us about that, that would be lovely. But let's make it tomorrow. And once again, we encourage everyone to stay until the awards are complete because, you know, we have those awesome door prizes. Now, I will say we do understand if staff needs to get back to work and, you know, you guys can't win anyway. But so here we go. Vice Mayor Lauder, are you ready? So I'm going to read the names of the folks that have achieved 100 hours of service. If you would just please stand at your place, and then we have a certificate and a gift for you that will be in the lobby when you leave. They're really nice little coolers, but they're empty. So here we go. We have Laura Arbor, Dee Benbow. Are we standing? All right, there we go. Rosie DeChant, Detlef Frank, Sandy Hazen, Marjorie McDaniel, Tracy McElfresh, Mary Beth Rutledge, Rick Tangeman, Vi Van Teal. Let's give them a round of applause. So our 200-hour group, you will have certificates in the lobby as well, but please stand. Sue Ellen Besh, Nancy Bird, Linda Clemens, Don Cody, Al Fullenkamp, Mary Koch, Barbara Medley. And in our 300-hour group, we have Connie Caslin, Mary Crow, Josiah Kagan, Dolores Martin, Norma Parrish, and Don Tangeman. Reaching 400 hours of service, Ron Beller, Tim Canair, Linda Eikenberry, Diane Metz, Martha Morgan, Barry Moyer, Mary Repkin, and Frances Summer. Your certificates will be in the lobby. Now, we have some folks that have reached the 500-hour level of service, and we would like you to come forward for a gift from Vice Mayor Lauder. That would be George Ball, and Richard Menke. How could he leave? I don't know. Okay, well, George works in our clerk of court's office. You can imagine all the documents there, and George helps to organize everything and keep them all straight, right? Sure. Just.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn around this way and we're going to face the camera right here. There you go. Okay, one more.
So our volunteers who have reached 600 hours, your certificate will be in the lobby, but please stand as I call your name. Carol Dooley, Mary Pappenbrock. It might be hard to figure out which group they're with. So our 800-hour level of service volunteers, please stand. Carol Driscoll, Sabrina Larson, and Shirley Osborne. So 900 hours of service, Betty Borders, Bill Bird. So now we've reached the 1,000-hour level of service. So as I call your name, please come forward. Ruth Ann Kugler. Ruth Ann is a member of our show choir. And she actually has 1,100 hours, but she gets her gift for 1,000 hours. And they are all receiving a mag light that you can keep in your car for emergencies or in your bedroom if you want to read at night. Pete Melville.
Step right in there with the X. No, on the floor there. Right here. Back up a little bit. There you go. Then over one more. There you go. Right here, I'll take two. One more. Thank you very much.
Pete Melville is a mail courier, and rain, snow, sleet, or hail, whatever the saying is, Pete's out there delivering mail between buildings, does a fabulous job. He also serves as our trainer to train other couriers, so congratulations, Pete. Toby Underdown. And Toby's worked for many years in our martial arts program.
Okay, right here, again.
Thank you very much.
Larry Wassel. And Larry works with our police department in cruiser maintenance.
Thank you, Larry. You're welcome. There's your certificate. We're going to face the camera.
There you go, right here. One more.
So 1,100 hours is Jan Crosby. I'm not sure if Jan made it today or not. Doesn't look like it. So we'll move on to the 1,200 hours. Edna Vanderkar. Come on up. We've got a certificate for you. Edna works at the Kettering Connection, and she also has helped with the Senior Advisory Board.
That's good, and right here. One more.
Yes, that's it. Here. Thank you.
Jim Sammartini. Jim also helps out in our police department.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hold that so they can see.
Okay, right here. One more.
Thank you.
Very good. Congratulations. So reaching 1,300 hours of service, Barbara Albers. Come on up, Barbara. Or come on down, but that really does sound Price is Right. Come on over. How's that? Barbara helps with bingo at the Latham Center.
This out so they can see it.
Okay, right here.
Lois Rush.
Thank you.
Lois is quite a flashy dresser
Okay,
with
right
our
here.
wonderful show choir. Rod Springer. You know how there are volunteers that are just everywhere? Well, that would be Rod Springer. He's at Frey's Pavilion. He helps with our compost cops. He helps in tax, special events, you name it. Rod is probably involved, right?
Somewhere.
Yes, thank you. 1,400 hours, Nancy Denlinger. Another member of our show choir. Oh, you're supposed to be gone?
Yeah, we have a program
Oh, I'll talk faster.
over at Latham.
All right. Barbara Middlesworth.
Thank you. Right here. There you go. We'll face it up this way. This way, just a little bit. Step up.
Will you take Rick's to him?
Look right here, please. One more. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, ma'am.
And Rick Morton also reached 1,400 hours. So Rick is also one of those volunteers who is everywhere. He works at the Kettering Connection. He works at Frey's Pavilion. He works on Christmas Day. And he was the 2019 Mayor's Award recipient. Karen Vineyard from the show choir. Oh, they have a performance. Duty calls. Thank you all for coming, show choir people.
Okay, right. More.
Thank you.
So the next three are show choir people. Ed Arnold, Mary Diaspro, Barbara Eckley. If you want to come back, we have gifts for you. It's Ed Fitzgerald. Did you make it today? Nope. How about Anita Mosley? Okay. Mary Lou Railing is also with the show choir.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, and right here. One more.
Hold this up so they can see it.
Okay, right here. One more.
Thank you.
Dwayne Wicks. Dwayne is currently working in our clerk of courts office, and he helps with the bicycle task force. $1,500 hours of service, Dwayne.
Hold that. Turn around right here.
Okay, and right here. One more.
After a bike ride, keep your
So we have our next level, 1,600 hours, Gail Carone. Gail also has many volunteer roles, including Neighborhood Pride Chair, Kettering Connection, and the Senior Advisory Board.
Right here. One more.
Lawrence Klingman. Lawrence helps out at our senior center.
Thank you for what you do. Stand right here on the T. We're going to face the camera.
Okay, and right here. One more.
Thank you.
So the next two are show choir people. I'll read their names, but I have a feeling, you know, I had to go. Ron Nipfer and Luella McQuality. So from the Joyful Musicians, we have Martha Williamson.
Okay, right here. One more.
Thank you.
Congratulations. 1,900 hours, Carl Meyer. And Carl has helped with our martial arts program through the years. Is Carl here? How about Louise Rougeau? There, she's here. She helps out with cards at our senior center. Congratulations.
Thank you for what you do. Stand right there.
Okay, and right here. One more.
Thank you. I don't know. I got a face for radio.
So reaching 2,000 hours of service, Tom Patterson. And Tom is a courier for our fire department.
Thank you, Tom.
Next, we'll have Cheryl Richard.
Okay, this way. Right here.
Cheryl's reached 2,100 2,200 hours of service, and she helps in our tax office. And she is also a retiree. So 2,200 hours of service, Jane Wiseman. Jane is also someone who volunteers in several capacities. She helps us with Christmas Day. She helps at the senior center. She helps in the tax office. She does a fabulous job.
Right here.
Janet Becker. Is Janet here? How about Maxine Ankeny? Oh, all righty. Janet also helps at our senior center with cards. So Maxine Ankeny
Thank you very much.
and Betty Eileen Jones. Both Maxine and Betty help with cards as well at our senior center.
Maxine? Thank you for what you do. Hold that.
Okay, and right here, one more.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Maxine.
Thank you.
Stand right here.
Here you go. And right here,
Carol Wicks.
hold the certificate. That's good. And right here. Thank you.
Thank you. That's yours also.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Carol also helps out in our tax office.
Right here, one more. Tweak.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Frank Sensel. Frank helps out in our clerk of courts office. Prior to that, he helped at our vehicle maintenance center.
Thank you, Frank.
And right here, one more.
Jack Templin. Jack also helps in our vehicle maintenance center. He has 3,900 hours. Hi, Jack. Hey, that is fine. No worries at all.
Okay, and right here. Yep. One more.
Ralph Andrews. Ralph helps out in our nursery at the senior center and also with our nutrition program.
Okay, and right here, one more.
I'll get a picture of this and send it to Kate.
Bill and Mary Nell Bradley, 4,900 hours. So Bill and Mary Nell help out. They host the Christmas Day event at Poland Farm. So that will be the next event you're all invited to on December 25th between 1 and 4.
The two will be right in the middle on this side. There we go. Okay, and right here, take a couple more. Okay, one more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ramon Rouget, I bet she left with the show choir. And I practiced her name because Bonnie and I always, we practiced her name a lot, and I do believe I got it right. She's not here. Darn. Del Herbeck, 5,400 hours. Del helps out in our finance office. He is on our Neighborhood Pride Committee. He helps with the tax office. And that's just what he currently does.
Right here, one more.
Congratulations. Donna Bailey and Mark Simmons, 5,500 hours. So Ron Newerman, I believe you're accepting for Donna, is that correct? And Ron also is receiving his 9,000 hour certificate for his work in nutrition. Do you want to go ahead and give him that?
Okay, right here. Oh, you held it right here. Okay, one more. One more. Thank you. There you go. Here's it. Yeah. Thank you.
And that's for you, Ron.
That's your Vice Mayor.
And Mark Simmons helps out with our tax program at the senior center. And from the rumor mill says he's getting promoted. Is that right, Mark?
One more.
Mark, you're getting a promotion, right? In the tax program? Yes. Yes. He'll be running the whole shebang. Surya Patel, 6,200 hours for her work in nutrition.
Thank you very much. Okay, and right here. One more.
Bill Rohr,
Thank you.
Bill Rohr has helped with our Phrase Usher program. He's helped in the property maintenance room and our police department. And he's even been Santa at the pool.
Yes, we remember that.
Thank you. Stay right here on that T there.
Oh, okay. Okay, and right here, one more.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And Bob Hallisey, who could not be with us today, he has reached 6,800 hours of service. So, next, Annalise Bryant. She's getting an award for 10,500 level of service, which she's actually donated more hours than that. And she has worked in our nutrition program and with bingo at the senior center.
Thank you.
Okay, and right here, one more.
You have, maybe we could carry that. Brittany, could you take that to her? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bob Ellis. So I heard a rumor about Bob Ellis as well. He is saying adios.
That's not nice.
Bob, thank you very much for what you do.
I don't mean to make you feel bad. But what I do want to say is thank you so much. This man is like a machine when it comes to income tax preparation. He's a machine. Do you want to say something? You're scaring me.
Yes. A lot of you know me. I've been here 16 years running the tax program, and it comes time, everybody's career, to give things up. She mentioned earlier when Mark Simmons was up here, Mark will be the leader of the center at the Charles Latham Center this year, and he's a good man. He's been with us, to be exact, he's been at it longer than I have, and he's going to be in charge of the center this year, and I want you all to support him. Anybody out there that I did your tax return, he's not going to like this, but I give him Mark's name because Mark does a very good job. But the whole crew does a very good job. And I appreciate everything the city's done for us over the years. Thank you.
Yeah, please do. Is Charles Stanek here? Wasn't sure if he made it or not. Next, Larry Schlee. $21,000 hours. Vehicle Maintenance Center courier, helps with cards, fire department courier. This volunteer gets upset if Mondays are holidays because he can't work for us. How amazing is that?
Thank you, Mary Lou.
Thank you. So that concludes our awards. However, thank you, Vice Mayor Lauder. We have some remarks from our city manager, and then it will be door prize time. And, you know, there's 44 prizes, so your chances are good. So here's Mark Schwederman.
Normally we would do OHI right now, but given Michigan's current season, I think we'll let that ride this year. That's right, though. We should handle Michigan quite easily. I do want to thank all of you for being tremendous ambassadors for the city of Kettering. You're not only volunteering your time and your treasure to us, but you're also out in our community representing the city and telling everyone what a great city we have, and I certainly appreciate that. The program is respected nationally, if not internationally, and you're all a part of that respect that is earned by our community. So thank you very much for that. On a side note, I'm about to finish my 31st year of service with the city, and I'm hoping next year that I'll have more hours of service than Larry. Thank you all again, and we'll turn it over for some door prizes.